Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum, my language learners. Hope you guys are doing well. Today we are going to start a new series in which we are going to solve each and every exercise of Wren and Martin, the most famous book in English grammar. And today is the very first day, and we are going to solve the very first exercise in grammar from this book, and it is about the subject and predicate. So before we start solving the exercise, let's have the definition of both subject and predicate. So the definition of the subject is that this is the part which names the person or thing we are speaking about. So over here, right after about, you should add in a sentence or in a clause. So in a sentence or in a clause, the part, either it's a person or a thing we are speaking about, is called the subject. And second thing, the most important thing of the sentence or clause is the predicate. Predicate is the part which tells something about the subject, or in other words, you can say that it gives us information about the subject in a sentence or in a clause. So this is the definition. You will understand it more when you will solve the examples with me. So have this definition in your mind, and let's start the examples and exercise we have. So this is the very first exercise in grammar. What we have to do is that we have to separate the sentence subject and the predicate in the following examples. So the very first example in this exercise we have is the cackling of geese saved Rome. So the first part, like the cackling of geese, this is the subject. What I will do, I will just write S under the subject and P for predicate. So this first part, the cackling of geese, is the subject, and saved Rome is the predicate in this example. So now just to apply this definition, those definitions that we had before, so the very first thing, that this part, the cackling of geese, is the thing that we are talking about, and the second like part, the predicate, is telling us about something about it, like it is giving us information about the cackling of geese, which is the subject, that it saved Rome. So this is the easiest way to apply these definitions on the examples. Let's move to the next example. Second one is the boy stood on the burning deck. So over here we have these first two words as the subject, the boy, this is the subject, and from stood on the burning deck, it is the predicate. And the third example we have, Tubal-Cain was a man of might. Over here, this name Tubal-Cain, this is the subject, and was a man of might, it is the predicate in this example. So again, we are having the subject, which is the one we are giving information about, and what is the information, that he was a man of might. This is the easiest way to understand it. Okay, then we have the fourth example, which says stone walls do not make a prison. So over here again, the first two words, stone walls, this is the subject, do not make a prison, it is the predicate in this example. So I'm not going to apply on every example. I hope you are understanding it. If you do not get any example, please let me know in the comment section. I'll explain that there. Let's move to the fifth example, which is the singing of the birds delights us. Over here, this part, the singing of the birds, this is the subject, and this second part, delights us, is the predicate. Now before I move forward, let me tell you, this is the common mistake as well. This is about the subject verb agreement. We will have it inshallah in future. So over here you can see that we have S with this verb delights. Why we are using s? Because our main word in this whole subject is this singing. This is a subject word. So, and it is singular. Because it's singular, that's why we are using s with the verb. And now most of the students or English learners, when they use this type of example, what they do, they think that this part is the plural one, so that's why we do not need to write s with it. So they can like confuse it. They are confused because of these examples. So just focus on it and use the correct version, or you can say correct verb after it. So, and let's move to the sixth exercise. I hope so it is clear. Okay ji. Sixth example is Miss Kitty was rude at the table one day. Over here we have only these two words as subject, Miss Kitty and was rude at the table one day is the predicate in this example. So we are giving information about Miss Kitty that she was rude at the table one day. Let's move to the seventh exercise, which goes like he has a good memory. Over here, this first word, the pronoun he is the subject, and has a good memory is the predicate. Let's move to the eighth example, which is bad habits. Bad habits grow unconsciously. So from grow till the end, like grow unconsciously is the predicate. Now I would like to tell you another thing which is about the pronunciation. Most of the people, they pronounce it like conscious, or if we add un, so they would say unconscious, and sometimes they say unconsciously, for example, if we read the whole. So I would like to tell you that the words which have shias, not shias actually, shus at the end of them, they pronounce like shus. Unconscious, conscious, delicious, these are the words which are pronounced like their actual pronunciation is shus, not shias. So next time you have this type of word, please pronounce it correctly. So okay, so in this example, bad habits is the subject, grow unconsciously is the predicate. Let's move to the ninth example, which is the earth revolves around the sun. Over here, this first part, the earth is the subject, revolved around the sun is the predicate. Easy. Let's move to the 10th example, which says nature is the best physician. So nature, this first word, only one word is the subject, is the best physician is the predicate in this example. Moving to the 11th example, which says Edison invented the phonograph. Even if we have photograph, nothing will change. So Edison, this name is the subject, invented the phonograph is the predicate in this example. This part, invented the phonograph, is giving us information about this person, Edison. Let's move to the next example. It says the sea hath many thousand sands. Okay, before I solve this example, let me tell you this hath is from Old English and it means has. So don't be worried about it. We have many words in Old English which are different and we do not have like them in right now. We do not use them. Okay, so the sea, this part is, let me remove it. Okay, so this part, the sea is the subject, hath many thousand sands is the predicate. And again I would tell you that this is the verb of the sentence, hath. Though it is from Old English, it is being used as the verb. Okay, so the sea is the subject, hath many thousand sands, it is the predicate of the sentence. Let's move to the 13th example. We cannot pump the ocean dry. Over here we have oh, over here we have this pronoun we as the subject, and from here cannot pump the ocean dry till the end of the sentence is the predicate. We is the subject, cannot pump the ocean dry is the predicate of this example. Then we have the 14th example, which says borrowed garments never fit well. So over here these first two words, borrowed garments, this is the subject, never fit well, this is the predicate. So the first part, borrowed garments, is the subject. Second part, never fit well, is the predicate in this example. Okay ji, so number 15 we have the early bird catches the worm. So over here these first three words, this part is the subject, the early bird only, not birds, and then we have catches the worm, this is the predicate in this example. I hope this is clear. Now we have the 16th example, which goes like all matter is indestructible. So over here all matter is the subject, is indestructible is the predicate in this example. Then we have the 17th example, which goes like Islamabad is the capital of Pakistan. Over here the very first word, the name of the city Islamabad, the capital of Pakistan, is the subject, is the capital of Pakistan is the predicate. So Islamabad is the subject and is the capital of Pakistan, this part is the predicate. Now we have, I'm so sorry, my camera. Okay ji. Now we have another example, 18th. We should profit by experience. Over here the very first part, the pronoun we is the subject. It is the subject, sorry, I wrote P. Acha. So we is the subject, should profit by experience, this part is the predicate in this example. Moving to the 19th example, which goes like all roads lead to Rome. All roads, this is the subject, lead to Rome is the predicate of this example. Moving to the 20th example, which goes like a guilty conscience needs no excuse. Over here, before again I have another pronunciation mistake, that most of the people they pronounce it like conscience. It is not conscience, it is conscience. You will say conscience, and the meaning of this word is the ethical and moral sense of right and wrong. So and this word is like, it is used in English, we use it, and the pronunciation again conscience. Acha ji, a guilty conscience, this part is the subject, needs no excuse is the predicate in this example. Let's move to the 21st example of this exercise, which is the beautiful rainbow soon faded away. Over here we have the beautiful rainbow as the subject, and soon faded away, it is used as the predicate in this example. 22nd example, no man can serve two masters. Oh, this is deep. So no man is the subject, can serve two masters is the predicate in this example. No man can serve two masters, So no man is the subject, can serve two masters is the predicate in this example. Moving to the 23rd example, it says a sick room should be well aired. So over here, this part, a sick room is the subject, should be well aired is the predicate in this example. Moving to the 24th example, which goes like the dewdrops glitter in the sunshine. So dewdrops, this part is the subject, the dewdrops, okay, and glitter in the sunshine is the predicate in this example. I hope everything is clear to you guys. Okay ji, so we have another example, 25th, which is I shot an arrow into the air. So over here we have I as a subject and shot an arrow in the air is the predicate. So very first word, one word is the subject, shot an arrow into the air, 1 2 3 4 5 6, these 6 words are the predicate, like this part is the predicate. Achha, by the way, another type of a short mistake, like small mistake, like many students make, they pronounce this word air, this one is ear or this one is air. This is a mistake we make, so it's like related to pronunciation, so I thought I should share it with you. Okay, the next example is 26. A barking sound the shepherd hears. Now this is a kind of tricky for some students, but let me tell you that sometimes or most of the time in Old English, what they used to do, they used to use the subject after the predicate. It happened. So, and in Wren and Martin, in this book, again I will show it to you, you will have many examples which do not follow the construction or the structure we have these days. So what you need to do is that you need to like think about it, like go through it, think about it, you will get what it is. So now over here, like you can see a barking sound the shepherd hears. Over here, this word, this part, the shepherd hears is the subject, okay, and this part, this verb, and this part, a barking sound is the predicate. I don't know how to like mention it, but I would say this one is the predicate. And the construction, the structure we have right now, you can use it like where to write, yes, over here, the shepherd, shepherd. Now you will use the verb. Oh, here's the a barking sound, not the barking sound. This is the structure we are using these days, so this is easy for you. Let me change the color of my pen, like use green. The shepherd, now it's easy for you to understand. This is the subject and the rest of the part, here's a barking sound is the predicate. So this one was different. Okay ji, let's move to the next, and I hope so it is the last example of the exercise, which is on the top of the hill lives a hermit. Again, this is similar to the one we did. So over here, this last part, a hermit, is the subject, and this part on the top of the hills is the predicate. Now I can tell it to you what is the construction we can have or we have these days, or how we use it, but I will leave it on you guys, and you are going to tell me in the comment sections that how would you use it right now. Like if you are the one who is making or using this example, which type of structure you will use. You should be telling it to me in the comment sections. So I hope so. If I hope is everything is clear. If you guys have any questions, please feel free to ask in the comment section. I'll inshallah read and respond to you. Any type of question, any topic that you want to understand or you want me to make a video on it, I'll do it inshallah. I'll try my best to do it. So this is the end. Thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next video with another exercise inshallah. Assalamu alaikum.